it looks like Microsoft has a rather large update looming to improve something that I think a lot of us have been wanting to improve on for quite some time. Now, at the same time, I feel like this is something that realistically helps draw some attention to Xbox, regardless of some of the situations with the exclusive games and things like that. I think Xbox has probably its own niche of somewhere between 15 and 25 million consoles. That's probably where their wheelhouse will be from now on. And I think that that's a situation where we all are going to have to kind of just come to terms with it. I think that many of us are just kind of realizing that PlayStation is going to be a certain way or whatever for now on, and Xbox is going to be a certain way as well. So PlayStation is going to be different and not really do anything mind blowing because let's just be real about it. They have no competition. Nintendo does their own thing, and Sony looks at them so much not as competition. That they put their own game on their platform, whereas Microsoft puts their games on on PlayStation and Nintendo, so they're not competition either. So according to this anyway, the Xbox console home screen will soon show Xbox Store wishlist as the Xbox Series X and S continues to age. Microsoft has been trying to introduce more optimizations and quality of life features, and while decades of Xbox consoles have shown that the company has been trying to reinvent the way home screen dashboards are presented via firmware updates, the Xbox Insider program has allowed Microsoft to test out experimental features. There have been many features that have been rolled out via the Xbox Insider. Some have seen minor changes to how downloads work. A few have seen slight quality of life changes be introduced, whether it be Discord integration or Xbox app features. However, one regular focus of the update is the optimization of the home screen dashboard. According to Microsoft, a new Xbox Insider update will see users' store wish lists appear on their Xbox dashboard. The feature will only roll out on some alpha Xbox Insider units as a test and will continue to be offered to others in the future. And you know what? This means that players will now immediately see the games and content that they've added to their list rather than having the Xbox Store to check for new promotions. As it seems, the Xbox dashboard may be getting a more dynamic option than ever with game ads, new dynamic backgrounds, and this proposed wishlist display. The new home screen might look very sleek and personalized for each player. So, I think that's a really cool thing. I think they continually update, Xbox and make it a better experience for everybody. That's the thing that I want them to continue to do just as a fan. Hey, make these things as good as possible. That we all want to see these games played great, and we want to see a console that is doing everything it can to just make things incredible. And I feel like Microsoft has the ability to make it a really incredible console, but do they have the ability to make it to where people trust the brand? I think that's going to be something a little bit tougher kind of going forward. I feel like you desperately need exclusives to kind of push that, and is that something they're going to be able to do? I don't really know. We'll have to see how that goes, but it is nice to see that they continually improve the dashboard and kind of what's going on. The new feature will allow players to immediately be notified any news if and about when games content they actually want to purchase. With how the dashboard currently is, it only reflects a limited amount of info. It seems like a good change that should allow seamless purchases, especially with the amount of games available on the platforms. Some Xbox fans often forget to check out their favorites, and games also continue to populate the Xbox Store. The update may help optimize the dashboard and displaying those interested in the current user, like how you have, if you guys use X or whatever. The things that you're interested in, you click on it, and they know it, and it kind of builds to that. And, again, we'll have to see how that kind of works out, but it'll show stuff that maybe you're interested in, this will interest you, huzzah, that type of situation. And I think that would actually work out well because, it kind of would be tailored to each of us in that kind of situation. So, I would love to actually kind of see that, and I would love to see how how that can kind of continue to grow. And I'm sure Microsoft will at some point try to institute some kind of AI learning into that as well. And I could see where that would maybe be a little bit useful, just as a fan of Xbox. So we'll see how that works out. But like I said, these updates and quality of life improvements do work out well. Microsoft continues to improve on the features with every console update and release. Some fans do expect that many of these quality of life improvements will be kept or improved upon towards the next generation of consoles, should that happen. A lot of the current features found on the consoles have evolved from the original Xbox to the 360 and Xbox One up to the Series X and S, which basically the Series X and S share the same UI and everything with Xbox One to this day. So I would assume that hopefully that wouldn't hold it back. We'll see how that kind of works out. While the next gen Xbox is currently being developed, supposedly Microsoft supporters hope that they will get to test out these features meant for the upcoming generation. So I think that's pretty cool that Microsoft is kind of working on this stuff and kind of changing things around. I've always said that dashboard definitely needs a a change of scenery a little bit, and make it a little bit better. Like, I don't get it. How do you, like, they went from having like the absolute best dashboard and amazing features to probably the worst or one of the worst, and I don't see how Microsoft, the company that does Windows, has such a weird a weird system in place on their console. It's a strange situation indeed. And again, I think Microsoft is trying their best to kind of make sure that people can kind of have an easy experience. But to me, it's their experience on Xbox is kind of convoluted at best, and I feel like that is a super unfortunate situation, and hopefully they can get all this stuff worked out before too long, because like I said, I do feel like they have a good console. They just lack realistically the big exclusives and things like that fans are kind of wanting to kind of look at. And again, I think it all comes down to the exclusive games, and you have to trust the brand. And I've said this multiple times, but back when the Xbox One and PS4 launched, Xbox One literally was slaughtering the PS4 in like exclusive games. I get that a lot of them maybe weren't like 90 rated or whatever, but when you, in your launch year for Xbox One, you had, Killer Instinct, Rise, Son of Rome, Forza Motorsport 5, Forza Horizon 2, Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, Halo Master Chief Collection. Like, you had a really, really good lineup of games, and Sony didn't really have that. But I remember asking like PlayStation fans at the time, I'm like, why are you guys so supportive of PlayStation right now when they don't have any real games or anything? And what people's response to me was pretty interesting. They said quite clearly they have a trust in PlayStation, and they had built up that trust through years of great game announcements and big games and things like that. And so that's basically kind of where we're at with this. Microsoft hasn't earned that trust, because every time they change a feature or change something, it really ends up kind of screwing the fans over. So yeah, like, I find it to be a little bit incredulous at this point that Microsoft is going to end up, who knows, like, I hope they don't close down anything, but like, at what point do you maybe question what they're doing? And I'm starting to see some people questioning what Microsoft is doing, but I still think not enough are going out of their way to kind of question that, and I feel like that's going to cost us all in the end. You can't just sit there and go, oh, well, they'll be all right, or it's fine, or whatever. Like, for me, I've been an Xbox fan since the existence of Xbox, and I always was cheering on them, maybe buying a studio because I thought it would lead to exclusives. But you have this whole new Xbox fanboy mentality that is saying, oh, well, who cares if we have exclusives because Microsoft is making money. Like, I don't give a damn how much money Microsoft is making. They're a true trillion-dollar company. Phil Spencer's a millionaire, makes millions and millions of dollars a year, gets all these bonuses and stuff, and he's done nothing in over a decade as head of Xbox. I'm sorry, just in terms of the things that a head of Xbox should supply fans with is exclusive games, and he hasn't done that. He hasn't really provided one amazing game, and it's been pretty unfortunate to say the least. And people still cover for this man. And that whole group is just kind of ridiculous. And I hope that things change in the future. But I'll link this in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off below. Thank you oh so much for watching. Please hit that like button and share it out and subscribe. Rack 'em up. Crep Gamer out.